nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Then we go fast forward. I am the nigga, young dog. High ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era baby, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding through the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no post on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted the back in the day. The rock had a wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. New drugs got them slow with the head unload. Out close and they don't dance no more. Block used to be jumping, top shit they was wrong. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am the nigga, young dog. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain, now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga, young dog. Oh shit! What's up, Sam? I am. We were up on the Universal's panel last night, man. I hadn't talked to you in a minute. I'm not gonna be here very long today, so I have things to do, places to go, people to see. And so I just gotta wait for a few people to filter in here. I wait for a few people to filter in. Damn, shit is always fucking beeping. Thanks. And try to get to the announcement here. Damn, this shit is pissing me off here. What the fuck is going on? There's this USB hub. Something's fucking wrong with it. What? Shit. I may have to unplug this one. Doesn't cooperate here. We have to unplug it here. All right, I'm not going to be here very long this morning. Is Stanley live, by the way? I'm not sure if Stanley live. He's not sick or anything. He's live this time in the morning. Yeah, so we got an announcement. I was thinking about something. I was on Universal's panel last night. I see Sam I am. He's here, so he probably knows what I'm talking about here. Anyway, I thought it was a great idea. While more people trickle in, we're going to cover a couple of topics, and then we'll get to the announcement at some point. See you later. All right, yeah, so some news coming out of New York, a couple of places, Philadelphia, Chicago, a couple of those real quickly, and then we get to the announcement toward the end of the show here. Yes, it's going to have to quit right there. Let me just unplug this shit. It's going to cause all these problems. All right, so here's a... What the fuck? Straighten this shit out. Whatever. All right. Hopefully that works here. Anyway, the first clip here is Mandami here. He's catching a lot of fire in New York City, and here's some of the reasons why he's catching a lot of fire here. Take a look.
This was a campaign, and coming to terms with something that really reshapes what's possible and what a coalition looks like. It may take some people time. And what's so exciting to me is that this was a campaign that was laser focused on an economic agenda and on making clear that every New Yorker belongs in this city. They deserve the same respect, the same recognition. And ultimately, what good is it if we call this the greatest city in the world if the people who built it can't afford to live here? And the increased turnout, it's not just generational. I also say this as the first South Asian elected official, the first Muslim elected official to ever run for mayor. The turnout in those same communities has been incredible to see. And coming to terms with something that really reshapes what's possible and what a coalition looks like, it may take some people time. And what's so exciting to me is that this was a campaign that was laser focused on an economic agenda and on making clear that every New Yorker belongs in this city. They deserve the same respect, the same recognition. And ultimately, what good is it if we call this the greatest city in the world if the people who built it can't afford to live here?
Yeah, correct. And so what Mandami is talking about is a common refrain, you know, everybody deserves to live in New York City. It should be affordable. It's actually the same rhetoric that got the New Yorkers to run Amazon away. The people saying, hey, how are we going to be able to afford to live here if Amazon comes here and stuff like that? And so that is it's very interesting from Mandami. And here's another quote. This post skyrocketed to over 22,000 likes under 12 hours. Every single comment I read agreed with him. White people should just start voting in overtly pro-white candidates because that's what every other group does and have been doing. You heard Mandami talk about the Muslims there. And here's a kind of a response to
white people should just start voting in overtly pro-white candidates because that's what every other group does and have been doing. The mayor of New York is talking about how he wants to raise taxes on affluent white neighborhoods. In other words, I'm going to use political power to target this group specifically because they got it in an unfair way. And I'm trying to fix the system to redistribute. I don't give a fuck what you want to do. I'm voting in the most racist guy I know because I don't actually mean that, but I don't believe you anymore. Like, it's not about justice. It's so obviously about power and resentment and a complete double standard because then they'll bitch and moan and cry if white people do the same thing. If white people even start to organize according to their group's interest to any degree, it's literally apocalyptic. Yet these minority candidates, like representing these interest groups, that's their whole platform, is promoting their group's identity. And then they'll say, like, nothing's actually happening. That's not actually happening, but it is happening because you guys deserve it. You should not care about the accusations anymore. It's so fucking obvious.
Yeah, and that's very interesting. Yeah, the same people that are pushing Mandami to be pro his group or his race or whatever ethnicity, the same group seem to be telling the white people to not be pro-white, and they've been very effective at pushing it too. And at some point, white people are going to start voting like this, which reminds me of a bus ride I was on years ago. I was on the 70 bus here in Washington, D.C., and a Jamaican guy, he says, man, you know, America is totally different from Jamaica. And I said, what do you mean? Like, it's winner takes all in my country in terms of politics. You know, the winner wins and the loser doesn't eat. And I said, damn. I said, well, that's rather interesting. And he said, yeah, that's just the way it works. He said, but here you guys kind of share the wealth even when the opposition loses. He said, it doesn't work that way in Jamaica. So I figured it's only a matter of time before that is the way it works here in America now, because each group is looking to defend their own territory. Yeah, man, I saw this clip and I couldn't help but think, you know, give me 1 second. Gotta find my fucking lighter here. Yeah, give me a second. Let me go get my lighter. Let me go get my lighter. 1 minute. Daniel Nixon, 7 Steel, Sam, man, I got an idea. I'm going to pitch to you guys. And just give me 1 minute. I'm going to get to it. And it's a real estate idea, 7 Steel. So my mind is flowing just like the rims, as JC. Moment of clarity here. Man, you know, I saw this picture and someone said the amount of crazy in that room is insane. This is it was like Mike Tyson, Ron Artest, Zab Judah, and then there's Dennis Rodman. And, you know, I was just thinking about this picture. Like, the mental illness in this picture is off the fucking charts. You got a man who dresses like a woman, Dennis Rodman. You got another man who's clearly mentally ill, ran up in the stands, trying to fight fans. I can't remember what Zab Judah's mental breakdown was, but I know he had one of some sort. And then you got Mike Tyson. Well, you know his story. He raped women and stuff like that. And, you could add Puffy to this picture, and it would be a Fab Five, right? It'd be like a Fab Five right there. Rapists, mentally ill, and they're confused, and just the absolute outright crazy. That would be a Fab Five right there. those guys probably get together very well, get along very well. And you know, it can't go without being said here, and maybe I'll be the only one that can point it out here. There clearly is some mental illness in the Black community, clearly. And you just look at these five right here. The poster boys for mental illness here. Anyway, very interesting. Let's see. There's a couple more bookmarks I had in my clip. I want to clear these out. Yeah, Tyson wanted to rape somebody. But those of you that are, you know, I saw these videos the other day. And I said, damn. And I didn't really catch exactly what was going on. I didn't really pay it a lot of attention, but I didn't catch it. This is in Queens, New York City, Queens. I'll be in New York at some point. The guy in the white right there. The guy in the white outfit, white hat right here.
Oh shit.
In there work. I go to work. It's with the work.
Right. Get that, nigga.
And hey,
Somebody try to tell you something, chill the fuck out.
nickel.
Now you got it.
Bingo. And for those of you that don't know what the fuck you just saw, I'm gonna play it back one more time. Get it right there. Let you. And then I'll explain to you exactly what's going on right here.
That's fine.
And so for those of you that are familiar with New York and those of you that aren't, I'll explain. This is in Queens right here. This is not Brooklyn. This is not Harlem. You look at the people, the majority of the people on and around that platform. I don't think many of these people are your native-born Americans. This guy right here in front, he's some kind of, like a Hispanic guy of some sort. And this is a train coming out of Queens, probably heading either into the city or out of the city here. And so this black guy tried to grab this Hispanic woman, and they gave him the business. They gave him the business, and that's how it works in these immigrant communities. They handle their business. They don't call the police. Probably nobody out there probably thought of calling the police. This is the black guy in the white suit right there. He was chasing the woman, tried to grab that woman, and they beat the hell out of him. And, in this new third world American parts of it, at least, where you commit some kind of crime that goes against the order of those people in that particular area. This is the woman right here. The man tried to get that. He tried to get that sexy Latina, that fine Latina. And unlike in the black community where they beat women and don't respect them and shit like this, nigga, you would get your ass whooped fucking with their people. It is for sure. And even the nigger got in on it. He whooped that ass.
Right. Get that, nigga. Somebody try to tell you something, chill the fuck out. Now you got it.
He learned to let human teach you. And that is the new New York. where people will whoop your ass, you street justice, and you get street justice right there on the street. And I guarantee you that the police probably are not looking for the people that whooped his ass, and the people that whooped his ass did not call the police on him, right? They don't care if he's a child molester, a predator, walking around trying to body snatch women. He got his ass whooped. He got his justice, his punishment right there on the street. And if he does it again, he's going to get his ass whooped, probably even more severe. And that is how it works in the third world. Ain't nobody got time to be calling the police. People don't trust the police in the third world. So they handle this shit themselves. And someone said, this don't look like kidnapping. As soon as y'all see a woman in tears, y'all believe anything. What the Hispanics do, you grab one of these women and see what happened to you. He just learned the hard way. That pretty little Latina, man, I got to see her again. She was kind of hot. They're going to spin that thing.
Get that, nigga.
Get that either.
Mike, try to tell you something, chill the fuck out.
Right.
Now you got it.
Show me that woman. Defend all women, and that's what it looks like when you got a group of women in your group, and they look halfway decent. They look halfway decent. You know, Is that her? Have mercy. Slim, long hair. Oh, Lord have mercy. Defend her at all costs, and that's what them Latinos did. Even the nigga joined in. Look at that. Have mercy. Niggas would kill for that. A poor man J-Lo. A poor man J-Lo right there. A nigga would kill you for that. A nigga would kill you for that right there. That's a poor man J-Lo. And that nigga tried to grab that Spanish woman in Queens. Nigga, you better take your black ass over to Brooklyn. Up in the Harlem on the 405 train. The D train and some shit like that going to Harlem. But you come out here to Queens fucking around, bro. Oh, look at that Latina, that little fine ass Latina. Yes, that little fine ass Latina. And those people, unlike Puffy and all the other blacks, who see, women as just a beat bag and shit, you just beat them up. Nah, it doesn't work like that with him. He's her pimp, her pusher, or both. The fact that he was even comfortable enough to pull this shit. I thought there's supposed to be police at every station. Her running off with one shoe and feeling disbelief. This world is crazy. She only had one shoe on. Wow. Good job, black man. Protect our queens. Protect our queens. That is correct. And it's interesting in New York City. I'll be in New York at some point shortly. What do we have here? Oh, this is interesting. Microsoft CEO, Indian, has filed for about 5,000 H-1B visas in 2025. According to this person. And as such, Microsoft is going to cut 9,000 workers in second wave of major layoffs. And so it's interesting there. Man calls out the outrage from some in the black community over new SNAP rules. I guess there's some new SNAP rules in their beautiful.
Wonder why, as black people, why they listen to this donkey shit here. Oh my gosh. Yo, this shit is crazy. And we wonder why, as black people, why they talk about us like we are filth on filth. Listen to this lady.
In that new bill, they changed the SNAP benefit requirements. And this, I'm not going to say shit, but what is in there? And I'm going to leave you to analyze the implications. Children, parents of children ages 7 to 17 must work 80 hours a month in order to qualify for SNAP. But in households where there are two parents who are married, only one of them has to work.
She is upset, and a whole lot of other people is upset because they changing the way they doing the SNAP. Listen, they making people, if your kids is 7 to 17, you must work 80 hours a month. Do the math. This is a part-time job after we got over for 40, 50 years where we were supposed to been got our shit together. And we didn't. We just took everything as a handout for 40, 50 years. Now they saying you got to get your ass up and put in at least half, part-time to get this snaps, right? And they complaining. And then they say you must be, if you married, only one person have to work. So this means that in the black community, not a lot of people was married, so that's not happening. So that means you can't keep kicking the man out no more. There's gonna be a lot of black dudes sticking around because you need somebody got to stay in the crib. You know what I'm saying? So, but yo, this shit is crazy. Like, how are y'all in the uproar? We were supposed to been got our shit together. How was you in the uproar? And the thing that kills me is there's more white people on public assistance than black people, but we always make ourselves the face of some scum of the
niggas still don't know per capita
earth shit. Like, we come and root and be the front runner of all of this shit.
All of it. That is for sure. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but the fact that they're driving people crazy. And, you know, I saw this shit, man. I said, what? Right.
Blow on it.
Propane barbecue beer, by the way.
That's not gonna do shit. You don't know how to open it? It's not on. You gotta like twist it or something.
We gotta move the propane.
Let that video kick in, ladies and gentlemen. Let that video kick in. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, nigga fanning it with a rake. Propane grill. Well, fanning with a rake. That ain't working.
That's not gonna do shit.
What we seeing right here is low IQ on this rake.
You don't know how to open it? It's not on. You gotta like twist it or something.
We gotta move the propane.
These motherfuckers don't know how to cut the propane off. Don't know how to use the fire extinguisher. And so they devolved to using a rake, fanning it with a rake like they back in Africa. She's walking away with the rake. The rake didn't work. They got 2 fire extinguishers. They couldn't use them. Jesus Christ. Blow on it.
That's not gonna do shit.
The nigga putting his faith in the fire, man. These low IQ. 3 niggas can't put out a propane tank fire. God damn. 3 niggas combined IQ, probably about 100. All the education in the world, we done at least gave them 12 years of education. 12 years, they went all the way kindergarten, high school, all that shit. Probably told them that if they want to, they can go on to college. And these some bitches can't even put out fucking they can't At least one of them black women, either they are the most educated people in the world, in the country for sure, and they can't even put it out. They can't advise the man, hey, this is how you put it out. She came with a rake. Do you need to read a manual on how to put out if you got to read the manual on how to put out a propane fire, if your synapses don't connect, say, oh, damn, if I just cut off the source to this fire, then the fire goes out. If it was just a charcoal fire, you just take the air away from it. But when it's propane, you just take the gas. You remove the gas, there's no more fire. These blacks here, they just can't figure it out. Again, this is very low IQ on display here. Very low IQ. Just look at it.
That's not gonna do.
They laughing and shit about to burn down their fucking house. Everything's fucking funny to these people. Everything's fucking funny. I ain't never laughed so hard. Your fucking house about to burn down. You got 3-4 big old grown ass niggas that can't even fucking put out a fire, and everything's funny.
That's not gonna do shit.
Yeah, she knows what to do shit, but she can't figure that out. You got about 5 no IQ blacks together, can't get together put out a damn. This is why they don't have fire departments. This is why even in majority black cities, they have white firemen, volunteers in some cases, coming from 70, 80 miles away. The blacks, look at these blacks don't understand the common principles of fire safety, gas. Fucking amazing, the IQ on these motherfuckers. And, you know, these are the people that think that they just need a little bit more education. They just need opportunities. Won't using the fire extinguisher ruin all the food on the grill. I don't even think they give a fuck. Yeah, someone said close the damn lid. That will work too. I don't know if closing the lid will work though, because you still will have the gas. But either way, the white man. Let's see what she's talking about. It's a little Jared Taylor there playing. This is not playing. Whatever. Whatever. Keep rolling. We keep rolling here. Anyway, back to the. There's a couple things I shared on my timeline, my bookmarks. I figured I would share them with you. Fights in school. I mean, it's always. It's very interesting. You see how they fight in school all around the computers and stuff that they demand, and they just destroy that while they're fighting. There's this. Look at that. It's tearing up all the computers. There's two dreadhead kids tearing up all the computers in the computer room. They said we need more computers, STEM. And you put them in the STEM room around the computers, and look at them. They're more concerned about fighting than STEM there. So, again, it's all very interesting here. This is in New York. I'll be here in New York at some point. And this is when you come in. This is like 37th between, I think, 10th and 11th. The buses drop off maybe like 34th, 35th between 10th and 11th in Manhattan. Look at how it's drawn now. You see buses here.
It's a fucking piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And this is right in the.
This is downtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Look at that shit.
What the fuck?
This is Eric Adams creation. Eric Adams creation here.
Homeless people every fucking way.
There's gonna be something to see there when I get to New York here. Anyone in New York in the audience, let me know if you've seen me. This is Manhattan, like over there by the Cabot.
New York is a fucking piece of
right
shit,
downtown
man.
Manhattan.
Look at this.
We'll be there shortly. We get all kind of footage of that. And before I get to the major announcement here, oh man, big baller Trump, as they say, yo. Something about the already 70-year-old man, he still got it, bro. Like when you got that it never goes away. Is Americana at its finest right here. Someone saying, get that tattoo. And Donald Trump wrote his name on her shirt as well as on her arm. And someone saying, get the tattoo. I mean, this is it's something about Donald Trump. You got to give it to him. He's got that swag. Even at 70, young lady wants his name on her shirt. People wanted Biden's tattoo, Obama's tattoo, things like that. There was just the aura of them being the president. But there's something different about Trump. He's a little bit bigger than life. It's something about him. And again, this man is 70 years old, 70 plus years old. I don't know if your parents are 70, if you know someone that's 70 years old, and you compare the energy that Donald Trump has and kind of just the vigor for life that he has. And man, you can take something from that, man. Man is full of energy at 70 years old. And I think it exudes to the point that even young women want to be around him. And you can take something from that. Energy, high energy, positivity. And then you got to have an element of success mixed in. And it'll serve you well. It's serving Donald Trump very well. Here you see the energy in the room when he's there, the young girl. So excited to get his name written on her. Just take a look at it. She's smiling from ear to ear there, smiling ear to ear, and that's Donald J. Trump. And God Bless USA playing in the background. You can't imagine Obama in a place like that playing God Bless USA. Anyway, very interesting. I saw this in Philly. One of the most amazing things, the blacks, when they crash out in some of the most stupid ways.
Road rage ever. So, all right, we are outside the Walmart on Roosevelt Boulevard in Northeast Philadelphia. And you're about to hear about what may be the most ridiculous case of road rage ever. So these two owners of these two vehicles got in an argument because the man parking this red Chevy truck, who is now in the back of this police car, wounded. He has a graze wound to the head, but he also had a gun. And the owner of this Jeep had a gun. And you see, this is how close they were parked. This man was in the middle of parking. He's got an 18-year-old woman in the front with him and 3 little kids in the back. And this guy is so upset that he's parking too close to his new Jeep that this guy with a gun gets out and, according to police, starts firing through the windshield of the red truck, wounding the 18-year-old girl on the shoulder, grazing the man 50 years old driving, and missing the 3 little kids in the back. But look at these shots through the windshield. Okay? And again, both of these drivers have guns. They're in the first spots right by the door of the Walmart, yet that wasn't good enough for them. They were upset. Looking at police looking for evidence here on the ground because there's bullet shells here. All right? And there's all the evidence markers right outside the Walmart, which there's a lot of surveillance. So police are looking at all the surveillance to make sure everybody's telling the truth. There's even a mobile surveillance unit here right near where the cars were. And then this guy also has a bullet wound or a bullet hole through his windshield. And I'm trying to figure out how this happened. This looks like it came from the inside. See how the glass is coming out? So he might have fired a hole through his own windshield. This guy's worried about his car getting scratched, but he ends up shooting a bullet hole through his own windshield, according to police. So instead of having a scratched car that he was worried about, he's now being held in custody. He's 37, and he's in trouble for firing, and he's probably going to get charged maybe attempted murder. And since there's 5 people in this vehicle, he might face 5.
No, Stanley, this is Philadelphia overnight. 2 blacks parked close to each other, or 1 black parked close to the other black. The other black felt aggrieved by it, and he started shooting into a car with 5 people, 3 children, a woman, and an 18-year-old woman, and a grown man.
Counts of attempted murder, all because he was worried about his Jeep getting scratched, being so close here in the parking spot. So we've got evidence markers and bullet shells very close. And again, we're at this busy Walmart, still open. You can see the shine of the bullet fired cartridge casings. 8 shots fired, according to police. They may find more, but when I was talking to them, 8 shots fired at this point in the investigation. This is a parking lot rage.
There's the black man right there. You can see him. For all, someone hit him, but there he is.
This is a parking.
He's black.
Lot rage, and he didn't even finish parking. He was backing in so he could push out. And they both look like they're pretty nice new cars.
Very new.
And police are getting the story now here.
He make you wonder, how does a low IQ black, because he's clearly motherfucker had to be low IQ, to crash out like this before his car even got scratched? And you said, but how did these blacks afford these late model cars?
The chalk outlines you see are from
it's probably $100,000, $200,000 damn near in cars.
Police pointing evidence. And there you go. There's something. Evidence marker number 10, a bullet cartridge casing number 10 on the landing of the red truck there. So they both have guns, and police don't think this man may have got a shot off, but they don't know that for sure right now. So there you go. Here outside.
If anybody
and from the inside, see how the glass and according to police,
it's like a G-Wagon right there, some kind of Mercedes G-Wagon. And this red truck, it's a fairly late model. It's a big truck. It's a big boy truck there, 4-seater. The total value of both of those cars got to be over $100,000. Right, probably $70,000 per car, give or take. And so the people who clearly were able to afford these weren't like stupid. Well, they could be stupid, but these just weren't like some low IQ, low income people to afford these cars. I would imagine. I don't know. I never bought a car that expensive, but very interesting. That a G-Wagon shopping at Walmart crashed out before the car even got scratched or even touched. He canceled his whole life out over nothing there, literally over nothing. He did more damage to his car than the man that he shot up, which is even more interesting. Why mention the guy in the red truck having a gun if he didn't attack the other guy? Yeah. Why I would never live in a city. Was it the usual suspect? Someone wants to know. The red truck was too close, but doesn't justify shooting him. It's why I like home delivery. You know what's interesting? The guy in the red truck, he looked to be within his lane. He was within the lane. It was close, but he was in the lane. He was in the white lane, right? He was in the white lane. It was close. He could have gotten over, and he probably couldn't park very well, but he was within the white lanes there. Too close for comfort. It's time to vacate my hometown. I'm just waiting for my oldest daughter and husband to put their home up for sale. This is now a rain by. And don't mistake black people for it, but the niggas are definitely in charge. And you know, this is crazy. And this was before going into Walmart. Imagine what it's like inside the Walmart. That is very true. And again, these are people with, maybe $200,000 worth of cars there, shopping at Walmart. So concerned about someone parking close to his car that he ends up crashing out, and he'll go to prison probably for the rest of his life. And this is not even road rage because they weren't even driving. They weren't on the road. That Walmart is 2 minutes from my house. Won't even go near it. Not even adhering to my Walmart rule of being in and out before 9 a.m. And I don't understand. What is it about Walmarts there that really makes the people crash out there? Anyway, very interesting. Walmart crash out. 2 blacks, one severely injured. The other one gonna lose his life in prison. And I just hear and again, just this silly ass nature of these people. I just don't understand.
Short bite! It's good!
It just, it's look how the people behind him are looking like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's like a like a blackface character, some kind of it's these blackface characters and just acting funny, and this is a big, strong looking man, and yet he's not acting like a guy with all these muscles, acting very silly acting. They love to joke, they love to have a good time. And social media really is bringing out the worst in them. And like, this is how they are trying to make a living today. Many of them, it's unfortunate. I imagine he could probably be in a gym somewhere trying to train someone, but here he is behaving like this. Just behavior, I just don't understand.
Short bite!
And the people in the background are like, what the fuck, yo? I never moved like that a day in my life. I'm 50 years old, man. I don't move like that, bro. And this is no shame. Push shit like this on the internet, man. These people, man, are fucking amazing. Imagine being a grown man and acting like this is for TikTok, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying, too. He definitely has an Android phone. He's just, I don't get it. Where is he getting this giant lobster roll? Someone wants to know. Why are the staff just standing there like that? Very odd. Why do they act like this? Someone wants to know. This video is obviously AI. Is that right? Is it really AI? Okay, fair enough. This is an AI video. No, he has 3.8 million followers, and apparently this is how he behaves here. Anyway, a million things you can do in the world, and this is what he chooses to do. So, that silly acting Negro there, man. Just look at it. Anyway, I don't know if you guys heard about Patrick Mahomes. I guess he said this recently.
I've wanted to do it for a while, but it was kind of one of those superstitions. I kept winning the Super Bowl, which is a good thing, but I don't want to cut the hair while I was doing it. And so I told everybody during the season that win or lose, if we win 3 in a row or if we lose, I'm getting a haircut. Like that's enough. And I'm very excited. Like I've looked at some videos from last year, and I can't believe all you guys let me keep that nappy hair for so long. Like,
and the blacks are taking issue with that. He said, I can't believe you guys let me keep that nappy hair for so long. And here's another tweet here. It's some African guy. He married a real housewives type woman. I think housewives of Atlanta, and the blacks are now using all the tools of the government to. There you go, and yeah, you hear her story here. This was their wedding before they got divorced. The African traditional wedding here. And shortly thereafter, after the party was over, this African FBA marriage did not last. He claims he spent over $5 million on the wedding to this woman here in the white dress, only to get divorced shortly thereafter. She received his mansion and a $40,000 monthly alimony. He says he received a deportation by ICE in the divorce settlement. This was such a clean heist. Someone says, got to give it to Portia there. Just to see if and there's sister gals. You wonder why they don't get married. And there you go. Who's to blame for this? A man with that much money should have shown some discernment. That is correct. He probably should have. Pretending her ass off in this clip, finessed the fuck out of him. That is correct. He got finessed by a sister that probably no one else wanted. Learn your lesson, young man. Africans, they're slow learners. They are slow learners. They're slow learners, no matter what continent they are.
You unprofessional. You don't know how to handle business, bitch. No mother, bitch. No father, bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Get out here. Get off my fist. Bitch. Ugly ass fucking her. Ugly ass.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear the Negro call sign? Is it I don't give a fuck? The WIDGAF. Negro Radio AM.
You unprofessional. You don't know how to handle business, bitch. No mother, bitch. No father, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. That's the Negro call sign. WIDGAF. I don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about nothing. And it flows so freely off their tongue because it's true. It's embedded in their ass. They don't give a fuck about much of anything, except for maybe pussy, freak offs, dope, fried chicken, watermelon. Like these are the things they really give a fuck about. Everything else they don't give a fuck about. You hear them all the time. Whenever you hear a nigger say, man, I don't give a fuck, he really being honest with you. He don't give a fuck about nothing except for the base, pussy, fried chicken, looking good, when his next birthday up, and shit like that. That's their call letters. I don't give a fuck, WIDGAL.
You unprofessional. You don't know how to handle business, bitch. No mother, bitch. No father, bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Get out here. Get off my fist. Bitch. Ugly ass fucking her. Ugly ass.
Call her ugly. Two ugly niggas calling each other ugly.
Kill them.
These niggas, the police gotta come. Look at these fat niggas in chairs with waving in here. Have mercy. Have mercy. Look at here. I don't give a fuck. You don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck either. Look at all these fucking women getting this shit rope put in their head. Black business, ladies and gentlemen. Black business. Innovation centers. These are fucking innovation centers right here. STEM. Oh, they did. The innovation centers. You motherfuckers talking about sending these people to STEM schools. They can't even get along in a hair break. hair braid. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. How many times you done heard I don't give a fuck? WIDGAF. This is a braiding hair center. They can't get along there, man. You think these some bitches going to a boardroom, to a corporate office somewhere and get along? Man, they can't even get their head braided in peace.
You unprofessional. You don't know how to handle business, bitch. You don't like a bitch. You don't fight the bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Get out here. Get out my fist. This ugly ass fucking hair. Ugly ass.
Look at that.
Get him. All of that. Fix my hair. I don't none of that, bitch. Fix my fucking hair.
Police done showed up and shit. It's just like in my house, wherever they are, the police got to come to solve the disputes. Hair weave, any kind of bullshit. The nigga drank my pop. He ate my food. He threw some salad in my room. I've shown you a lot of the same shit. Hell, and when they get home, a nigga like me gonna have to pull that shit up out of the drain, out the tub, when they let it just callously go down the drain. And here they are arguing with each other as they get this shit put in their Look at all that shit. Look at all these ghetto niggas. And it really kind of amazing that the sister gals can't even fucking braid hair. They got the fucking African. Big old tall, like this must be a Nigerian nigga. He's only about 6 feet. And niggas got a black ass out there. She know she ain't want no smoke with them Nigerians. Look at all these big ass women. These big old hardy ass women. Look at them big old arms on them motherfuckers. She ain't want that smoke, them big old niggas. And now we starting to see the pecking order here. Mm-hmm. Mike makes right, and there's a bunch of these big old Nigerian braid-haired bitches. And they ran this nigger African, these black American niggas. Ran her right up out of there. All she could do, I don't give a fuck. Look at this fat nigga. Look at that. Look, man, they could sit in here all day and come out not looking 1 ounce better. Now, one of these motherfuckers gonna come out here looking better than they came in. Not one of them. Money just thrown down the drain, time and energy sitting in this fucking chair all day. To come out with some stanky ass contraption on top of their fucking head. Have mercy. She'd be better off just going outside and running up and down the street. Lady, spend your 4 hours that you spend in that chair. Just run up and down the street 4 hours every day. Just do that. Do that. That might work. I wonder what the comments are. Somebody said, I know it smells like feet ass and musty armpits up in there. Laughed my ass off. What's that? Ooh, she kind of loud. She just not know ICE is in New York City. Yeah, I bet this is on 125th or 116th up in Harlem. I guarantee you. Yeah, I bet you it's 116th. That's where a lot of the braids are. Somebody said, call ICE. Call them on who? Call them for both of them, all of them. African set up hair braiding business in the black community. And they don't like us black Americans. Okay, so why you go to them? If they don't like you and you know it, why you keep going to get your head braided, putting that plastic shit in your hair, right? You ain't got nobody blame but yourself. And they don't like us and talk bad about us in their own language. How you know if you can't speak their language? How you know what they're saying, right? Just sit there and get your fucking hair braided and wobble your big fat ass up out of there. Don't worry about what they're saying. You can't understand it no way. You can't fucking understand it no way, so why do you care? Right? Braid your own hair, right? Like, they just, okay, so we got the bodegas that's owned by the Indians. We got the braid head stores that's owned by the Africans. Like, the Africans can't feed themselves. The black Americans can't feed themselves or braid their own fucking hair. And they mad that everybody else don't like their stupid ass for coming into the establishment acting like blacks, right? Braid your own hair, right? Is that even an option? Do you think this nigger, McQuail even said, man, maybe we should just braid our own fucking hair. Then if the people that come in and braid our hair don't like us and they talk about us, braid your own fucking hair. Then how hard could it be? These low IQ fucking Africans come over here and figure out how to braid hair. Why can't you do it? Are you beyond? Is that beneath you too? Everything beneath you while everybody's looking down at you. Interesting. Why are FBA women always so loud and angry? I think we explained that in the street interviews with the black woman. She said, I love FBA men, but I just feel like I'm not equally yoked. with them. Why the fuck is any black American in there? Because they too damn lazy to braid their own hair or fix their own hair. So they have to be in there. Where do you expect them to go? To wear their hair natural? It don't work like that. Why do you FBA females still go to foreigners to get your hair braided and nails done? Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Someone, if you can answer that question for me, I would love to know. If we got any FBA females in the audience, why do you go to the Koreans, the Africans, to get your hair braided? Why aren't there any sister gals that do these rather simple tasks of braiding fucking hair, tying some rope in your head, or doing your nails? Why isn't a sister gal out here doing these things? Just curious to know. If you guys have any suggestions or any thoughts on that, I would love to know. Then you want to cry about not getting respect. Some are reasonable and some are just mean. I wish we can all get along. It's becoming too much of a divide. Not all are like that, and I refuse to treat everybody as a collective. I don't know who he's talking about, the Africans or the blacks. But as you can see, that this ain't some kind of coming to America kumbaya moment among the blacks and the Africans. Seemingly the blacks can't get along with anyone. Somebody said you have that Arabic name, so ICE got to get you too. Sounds like they're in Georgia, just called Arthur. I bet they're in 125, but they could be in Georgia. Who knows? Why would Black Americans do business with a country that sold you? It's just so funny. I tell you, the blacks, you can see the blacks coming. I stand with ICE. On one hand, they're anti-government. You know, Puffy, he's fighting the government, and the blacks out there freaking off and squirting the baby oil on each other when they beat the government. And then they want to sick the government on their competitors or their better dans. They want to sick the immigration ICE on the Africans. But the blacks, the same fucking blacks that now they want to turn the ICE to go after the immigrants. They were saying, we need immigration. Immigration built this country. It's a nation of immigrants. You've all heard the blacks say that. And now that we have all the immigrants here, the blacks want to call ICE. They got ICE on speed dial in their phones. These are some very simplistic thinking people here. And they're getting their comeuppance. They really are getting their comeuppance here. And, I keep going back to this street interview. I wish I had it clipped. I don't think I have it clipped yet. But the black woman, and she just had it in. She just had to let it out about the Dominicans. And I just found it interesting. Like, why do you dislike the Dominicans? And she couldn't tell me, or we didn't get into it. But there's I know why. See, I was waiting on you niggas to answer, but you niggas didn't want to be honest with me, and I understand. The Dominicans probably, step up from the blacks, at least in the Bronx, wherever the blacks find themselves in close competition with the Dominicans outpace them. That has been my experience in business, in dating, and things like that. And so the Dominicans also do the hair of the blacks. They do that flat iron, whatever the hell the blacks do, their hair, the black women. But the Dominicans, they apply a lot of heat. And I think a lot of the blacks take exception to that because the heat damages their hair. And even with all the heat and the damage being done to their hair still isn't as bone straight, as they like to say, as the Dominicans. And so there is that competitive disadvantage that, again, the blacks are faced with, again, up against another group there. And so that is why when you look at the street interview and the black girl, she says, and I got special fire for the Dominican Republicans, the people from the Dominican Republic, like Latinos for Trump. That's where the anger there comes from. So you were confused about that. I hope I cleared that up for you. Anyway, so again, the blacks are now standing with ICE, Donald Trump's ICE. And you see all the blacks, ADOS, posting pictures of ICE, the blacks. It's very interesting. The blacks are now with ICE, but when Biden was in office and he was using ICE as a weapon against white Americans, the blacks were not with ICE. But now that they can use ICE as a weapon against other people, they want to use it as a weapon. But, again, this is what makes the blacks so interesting. If they were using ICE as a weapon and then showing up and filling the voids of the people that were being removed, I tip my hat to the blacks. Well, hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. Get these people out of here so you can go work, right? But the blacks are not going to braid hair if they call in ICE on these people. If ICE came in and deported all them Africans that braid hair, they'd just be replaced by other Africans that braid hair for the blacks. And then the blacks would get along with them. And then when they fall out with them, which it would be inevitable, then they call ICE on them. But the blacks at no point are going to start braiding their own hair. One of the reasons why they're not is because these Africans, to their credit, they'll have two people braiding your hair at one time. The blacks can't get along well enough to even do that. That's true. That's very, very true. That's how the Africans are able to speed braid your hair, because they have two people on one head. The blacks can't put themselves work in unison like that. They want to be solo rappers in a world where two hands in a head win, and they want to braid hair with one set of hands, and they can't even compete with the Africans there. So they have to go to the Africans. They have to buy. They have the trade imbalance. They have to go and buy from the Africans. But I guarantee you that them Africans, them same fucking Africans where these blacks spend all day getting their hair braided, do not spend $1 with them. Trust me, that is the deficit, the trade deficit that the blacks have with every other race of people. These Africans here that I'm showing you that are braiding that negress's hair will not spend one fucking dollar in her neighborhood. Not one, unless they own the store. They own the Shea Butter stores. The blacks don't own those Shea Butter stores up there. Guaranteed. Wherever they are. The blacks be out on the street corner with a table set up. The Africans in the business, right? That's the difference. And I guarantee you that the Africans that are braiding them people hair, that black woman hair, will not spend $1 with the blacks. It all goes the other direction. The blacks will spend money with the Africans, but it don't go the other way. And that is part of the source of the anger there of the blacks. Nobody wants to do business with them. They have no dope to sell. They got no dope. They have nothing where someone needs or wants to buy from them. No dope. Can't even braid hair, bro. We just saw it. You just saw it. The Africans said, get your black ass out of here. Get your ugly ass out of here. Can you imagine you being here in America and a motherfucking African calling you ugly, saying, get your ugly ass out of here. Get your ugly ass out of here. Get your ugly ass out of here. What are we talking about? CKJ3, you might have to rewind for a bit. But here we are. This is where we are. We have blacks who were, by all accounts, pro-immigration, pro-diversity. And now they're seeing the fruit of diversity being played out, and they want to pick on the Africans. But you don't have anybody to braid your hair. Black women arguing as usual, nothing to see here. It happens all day long, every day. Yeah, my experience with our brothers and sisters from the continent while on the continent and in Brussels was not a pleasant one. Well, they probably see it the same way with you once they got here. Could black women stop going to African braiding shops? I would never let an African braid my hair. They the absolute worst. This video just proves it. It looks like the black was worse than the African. It looks like the black behavior was worse than the African. He was the one doing the cursing in their establishment. So what's it? It's the Arabs who own the shea butter. Okay. Well, the blacks don't even own the shea butter. There you go, St. John. You have to get out of your environment. Hey, I'm not in my environment all the time. I'm showing you a video. This is not from my environment. These are blacks doing business with other people because I just showed you a black eating in a restaurant, not a black-owned restaurant, acting a monkey. I just showed you a black woman getting her hair done, not in a black-owned restaurant, hair shop, salon, and she acting a monkey, right? I think these people need to stay in their environment. The problem is they can't create an environment they're self-serving. They can't create businesses that serve their needs. Bodegas, braid hair salons. These are very basic shit. How difficult can it be to braid fucking hair? The fucking Africans are coming over here doing it. Why can't the blacks figure it out and braid their own damn hair? Why do we need to import Africans over here just to braid niggas' woolly ass hair? Explain that to me. Why can't the blacks do that themselves? No idea. You got a black, Okay, well, you can show me one, and I just showed you an African one. Why don't the black that in this video go to the one that you speak of? Oh, it's only one and few and far in between. See, that's the problem. You don't have enough. You one here, and then 1,000 miles away is another one. Bro, you got to be deep, bro. When I go to New York, nigga, I'm going to show you. Arabs on every corner, nigga, selling dope to the blacks. Every corner, nigga, they got their corners. I did a stream, bro. You got to get your corners, bro. You ain't got no corners. You got nothing. You can't move the dope if you ain't got no corners. You got one corner here and then 10, 11 blocks away, you got another corner. It don't work like that. You don't have economies of scale. You can't price them. Other boys gonna price you out. And that's what you're seeing here. 2 African hands on one nigger's head is gonna win today. The blacks, they work by themselves. Right? Look at all these big ass. This is why the nigger, she better not even fucking run her mouth in here, better not buck up. All the fucking African women there whoop her motherfucking ass. And everybody knows, and she know it too. That's why she walked her black ass out. How do black women that live out in the middle of nowhere in Africa have long hair and you don't? Oh man, they're always ugly, calling somebody else ugly. Stop going there and call ICE. See, the blacks are going back to ICE now. The same government that on one hand, the government about to make them work and go get off food stamps. They want to call the government on somebody else. I mean, like, blacks, do you want more government or less? Are you going to use government as your weapon or not? So much human trafficking going on. They're in there practicing, doing their speech therapy. Black people in America are more racist than white folks. Yeah, I would agree with that. They think we from Africa are some kind of animals or something. Black lives can't matter if you people keep up like this. Just saying. Just keep them there, because when we tell them y'all say we are xenophobic, they belong with the orange man for president. Well done, America. With all the sisters who are better job than these Africans, you rather not pay sisters. Yeah. Why you ain't go pay a sister to do it? CKJT, you know all these niggas is with beauty salons. Why do you think she didn't go to a sister to get her